What's up guys, Untamemadman here. Welcome back to the Stanley Parable. Last episode we had a couple of happenings, as it were. Found a couple of different endings. See if we can find any more endings now. So,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think I'm going to try and follow what the narrator guy says for a bit. See if it takes us to like a good way. Try to sketch my face.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, let's go to the boss's office.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I think there's something here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
That makes me think there is something here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Good place.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
What a nice place, sir. Being out there is just too pressure.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I really do think there's something in here, guys.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I really think there's something in here, guys. Let's see.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Yay.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
No, I'm not. I'm telling that.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
I'm not dead.
Well, in a situation like this, the
alive.
responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Hello?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Hi.
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Good. Oh, from here.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids.
Okay,
Perhaps there's a
fine.
monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Alright guys, let's go. We'll take it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2-8. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Yeah.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
The Starship Troopers world, and we brought back some stuff. Of course, we brought back a vending machine. We brought some of our cool weapons.
Don't know what that was.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
This is a fancy boss's office here. Button. I don't want to be in. I don't like confined places, not. I don't like I'm claustrophobic. Help me. I'm claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic. Big. I'm claustrophobic.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay. So it took me no one's been down here in a while.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Mind control. Escape. Mind control. Escape. Mind control. Mind control. Sounds cool.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I've been here before. What are you trying to pull on me, mate? I've been here before.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That's not me, What's that noise?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable.
It's unthinkable.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
No, I know what my life is.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
No, I was
After
looking.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
I don't want to.
Control?
No.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Give up. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if it's even possible to get the right combinations and stuff there. I didn't even mean to click the end. Right guys, I'm gonna cut back to the right place. I'll see you guys in a minute.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started.
Wait.
And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
This doesn't sound. It's not saying anything. These doors are closing. What's it do here?
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Something's changed here, that's why I haven't cut. Because different sounds.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna cut now. Right. Oh. I didn't say that, this door opened. Elevator music.
Okay, I think we all...
What? Oh. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money for... Down here maybe? Oh. That is the king. What's happening here? You broke something? I think I broke something, guys. Back this way. So that door's been put at the store, it's the meeting room, yeah. What does this say? Narrator, help me. This door's open again. This door's open. This door's open. Is that if it is going to be open already? I don't know. Ooh. What did I just find? Huh? You are now leaving. Escape pod plate. Whoa. Escape. Interesting work. Not completely sure what's going on here. I may have accidentally found a new exit. I do not know. Skip place. It's almost like underground or something. Or it's very cool. Up. To the door. 758. 759. 759. Something isn't right here. Ooh. This is what? It was out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I thought it was out. I don't know. Recently changed.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So let's go into the boss office. See what happens.
Here's the door, just go.
Okay. This is what I'm wondering, is something changed a lot here? Is this one big thing when you've got to restart over so many times? It's just not looking good. Skip parts of this thing here.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Let's have a look.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Good.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay, something's opened. Yeah, I'm not feeling jumping down there. Had to have a look over here. See what was over here, you know? Doesn't look like an escape, but I might try it in a minute. Because this is some weird version of the story. That's the way it looks at. Maybe I might try turning off the thing? Turning off the mind control facility? Let's see. There's a quick save button as well. So you save the game. So I can revert back to here.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Okay. Bam!
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Been through this already.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I did it. I switched it off. I escaped.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I always see the building. Damn it, cutscenes. I hate cutscenes. Annoying cutscene.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Wait, let's find a bit more.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Set goes. My scope going off.
Here's the door. Just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Or did Stanley? Oh, yes, he did.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I can't say special happened this time.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I've got to check my...
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Alright guys, think I'm going to end the episode here. Comment below if you want me to turn it on or off. It's up to you guys. Done all this. I'm just going to save it anyway. It's up to you guys in the comments below to tell me if I should turn it on or off. It's completely up to you guys. Tell me what you think. I'm Untamemadman. Thanks for watching. This was the Stanley Parable Part 2. Rocks me depending on how I cut the videos, depending on how long they are, but thanks for watching guys. I'm Untamemadman. Like, comment, subscribe, and goodbye.